Hey guys, go ahead.
We saw Michael leave midway through practice. Any early diagnosis there?
He had a good exam. Hopefully just hyperextended his knee. So we're going to get a further evaluation now, but looked good when we examined him. So hopefully it's just a little bit.
I know you were on the offensive side. Just how did you think those drills went, that session went?
I thought it was real good work. The one-on-ones I thought were real good. When we got in the competitive periods, I thought they were real good. They got a real good team, real good front. Challenged us with all three groups that win, and can't wait to watch the tape now.
Does going against another group make you change where you think you guys are, or is it too early to tell?
No, I think you always have an idea. I mean, we know players pretty well, and we been in this long enough, and you always stack up how you've been and where guys are at exactly. But I like going against a new group because it just gets so monotonous here in camp, and it gets old going against your own guys. But when you go against a group like theirs, especially defensively what they did last year, statistically in all their phases, and the guys that they added this offseason, you knew that was a really good challenge for us, and I know they got a bunch of good players on offense too.
Interested to know what you felt about Brock Purdy out there. I can never tell when you guys may be focusing on one thing when there's a possible interception, but that really was a part of the play. What did you think of? Did you think he struggled? Did you think he played well? What did you think?
Brock had a real good day. I'll never know for sure until I watch the tape, but put him in a lot of challenging positions, and I thought he handled most of them pretty well.
Collins and West were getting a lot of first-team reps. Was that intentional to get those guys kind of I know there's been some injuries there, but have they earned kind of promotions, those two guys?
I mean, they're battling just like everyone else, but, we've lost about 5 D linemen over the last week, and I think we had 6 guys out there today. So, those 6 are just trying to get us through the practice, and I'm not looking too much into 1s, 2s, and 3s right now. They're all kind of in the same group.
When you talk about the challenging situations, have you done many 2-minute drills this camp?
We do it every night. We do it every night in the afternoon. When you do 2-minute drills, you usually lose players. It's just so exhausting for those guys. So it's something we try to stay away from in the mornings, and we do it at a little more controlled pace every night.
That was
our first live one of just competing and going.
How do you think that went?
I thought it went well. I mean, you got to always see like with sacks and stuff like that, but I thought we moved the ball offensively on both of them. We got a touchdown and a field goal on them with both groups, and we finished fast enough that I got to see the end of the defensive ones and looked pretty good. But that last play on 4th down, they completed a post, and we're supposed to have a middle third player, so I got to find out what happened there.
Updates on Jordan Elliott and Jordan James.
Jordan Elliott has some back issues going. Hopefully he'll be back next week. Jordan James broke his finger, so he's getting surgery on that. Be out a couple weeks.
Coach, you've played Broncos before. What is it like going back against a team that you grew up around, maybe your dad out there? What memories do you have? Does it bring back memories being back on the field with the Broncos?
Not anymore. I've done it so much now. Or 9 years ago, my first year here, we scrimmaged them when Vance was the head coach there. We've been down and scrimmaged Denver when Vic was the head coach there, and now we've got Sean up here. So I've been through it enough, and always loved their organization. Got a ton of respect for them, ton of memories, but I'm kind of used to it now.
What did you think of Mac today? He had the deep ball to Chosen. He seems to be playing on time.
Yeah, Mac's doing a good job. We really liked what we've seen from him so far. We had an idea what we hoped he'd be like, and he's been exactly that. He's been playing real well, and hopefully he'll continue that.
I know Bosa's always good, but does he look particularly good in this camp? I know you said early on you want your top guys maybe to show a standard of where you are. Is that what he's doing? Have you seen him do that?
Bosa usually is pretty good, but I think he's still working to get to his top self. He was a little sore earlier in the week. We took Monday off. I think he just did individual on Tuesday. So this is the first day for him to get back there in about 6 days and really compete. And I haven't seen him because I was on the other field, but we'll evaluate the tape on him hard.
Seeing McCaffrey in action like that for the first time in a while, what did he get out of this joint practice, and what do you get out of it seeing him?
Really, with all the veterans and stuff and guys have kind of proven, I don't put a lot into the joint practices. I want it to be a normal practice. I want us to go out with the goal every day just to get better, however that is. And I think the guys are getting a little bored trying to get better every day versus themselves. So I think they were more excited to go against someone else today. But there's nothing that I really make up like, hey, today we're going against someone else, so we have to do A, B, and C. It's the exact same meeting in the morning that I've had all the other 12 days. It's different jersey out there.
Did he seem to get just typical Christian going through, trying to hit other guys?
He's always like that. So it's Christian's as intense of a player as I've been around. If he gets covered, I try to avoid him because he gets pretty angry, and that's what makes him great. So he's had an awesome camp, as he always does. He's prepared, and he's just going through this, making sure he's as good as he can be for week one, and making sure he's built to last the whole season.
Well, Russell Gage is obviously coming back from a very serious knee injury. What has he shown you, and giving himself a chance to make the team?
Yeah, he's definitely given himself a chance. I think Russ had a really good offseason. I've always been a fan of Russell since he came out of college. I was a huge fan of him when he was in Atlanta, and he signed that big deal with Tampa. And then he had some really bad luck with some injuries that almost ended his career. And I think he took about a year and a half off, I'm going to guess. And we got him last year to put on our practice squad, and I think you could see him throughout the whole year working to get his legs back and to get back in receiver shape and be able to handle the cuts and stuff after his injuries. And I think the way he finished last year was really positive, and he put the work in this offseason, and I think he's back to being a real good NFL player now and fighting to make this team.
Have you decided how many or if any starters are going to play Saturday?
I never like to decide until after this practice. Won't play a ton of them. Doesn't mean that we'll rest all 22, but don't expect to see a lot out there.
Ricky Pearsall's been pretty active since he made his return. What have you seen from him in comparison to his rookie year?
Ricky's such a good football player, and he works so the right way, and he's got such natural hands, such natural route running ability, and the game's not too big for him. So Ricky's biggest thing is just being out there and trying to stack days. He got off to a late start because of his hamstring, but he's been able to stack days here over these last couple of weeks, and when he does that, he just gets better and better, and really helps us out on offense.
The minor knee from Michael and minor ankle, and then the possible hyperextension today. Do you think he'll possibly be sitting out on Saturday, or you don't?
Yeah, I would be surprised if he went Saturday. I mean, we were going to play him, but I got to see what happened in there. But usually, when you hyperextend your knee, it's going to take at least a couple of days, probably a week.
Is Ricky up to his normal rep count now?
Yes, he was today.
Last year, you weren't even healthy enough to have a joint practice. I know you don't want to compare things, but does it strike you that you're significantly ahead this year than you were last year?
We're still battling a lot of injuries. We had a couple out there today, so I don't feel necessarily significantly ahead, but that was a couple more weeks into camp. This is a little bit earlier, so we'll see how we are next week when we go to the Raiders. I think that's the week that we had it scheduled last year. But it's we also have a lot more open spots this year than we did last year. There's a lot of guys that need to get better and need to compete and hopefully make the decision for us on who makes this roster. And we're in a, this compared to last year is a lot different in that way. So even when we have guys down, I thought it was important to get some younger guys out there and stuff and really get to continue to show us what they're made of because, we judge off what we see and we still want to see a lot more before we have to make these decisions.
Kyle, in a setup like this, how much do you talk to Vance Joseph before? And are you happy that when he throws a lot at you at your offense to be able to get
Yeah, definitely. I love going to working against Vance. Vance does so much stuff, and we give him a lot of different looks too that they don't normally get. I met with Vance this morning before practice started, but Vance and I have done this a couple times, gone against each other, so we kind of have an idea what to expect. And he's ultimate pro with it. Our players handle each other well. No big fights out there, which is your first goal. But Vance is awesome to work with. Hell of a coach.
Tag on to that, Kyle, going against Sean's offense, and what have you kind of seen with Bo Nix, and you're no stranger to developing young QBs.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of him. We loved him coming out of college, and I thought what he did last year was unbelievable. But anytime you got a quarterback with a big arm who's very mobile, made of the right stuff, extremely tough, they got a real good one.
Did you have much of an opportunity to talk to Dre Greenlaw or Talanoa?
I got to see Dre, got to see Huff, got to see DJ. And the only guy I missed was McGlinchey, which was harder to cross pass because I wasn't on their side of the field. But awesome to see those guys, and I was glad Dre got the day off. So.
I know you haven't watched the film yet, but any impressions of Jordan Watkins today?
I thought he had a better day. We're pushing him hard, so some days are going to be up, some are going to be down, but he's just got to keep going forward because we've got to have him ready for the season, and he's still working his way to get there.
Initial thoughts and impressions on the offensive line today?
I'll know more when I see the tape. I know they had a huge challenge today, especially having some of our guys out. Sitting behind them, I know we didn't have enough time on a number of plays to get some balls off, but that's why they got a top defense. So it was a good challenge, and we'll see the tape when we get in there.
Is Siegel okay?
Yes, I was heard they got evaluated for concussions. I think it was him and Luter, but they both checked out good.
You guys good?
All right, thanks, guys.